Welcome to Up In Smok'd Podcast. I'm here with Patrick Smith.
Hello.
Thanks for coming, Patrick.
How's it going?
Yeah,
All right?
good, mate. Yeah, good.
I don't know why I'm asking that. We've been chatting for like half hour.
I know,
like,
is that we just sat down or
I know
something?
exactly
Yeah.
how it's going.
So you've just travelled all the way from South End, Leigh by Sea to get here. Thanks for
Leigh on Sea.
Leigh on Sea, spelled the girl's way, just like mine.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom. Yeah, thanks for coming. So you're here because you're a comedian. You're doing all sorts of stuff at the moment. So comedy. What made you start comedy, Patrick?
Well, actually, right before I started... No, that's not where it starts. Now I'm trying to think where the story starts. I got to go right back to... like the thing that I was doing before that, right? So army, then got out of the army, right? And I went into like an office job in London. And then while I was working that, I was like, I knew that I just want to do something else on the side. So I ended up starting a gambling company. And then,
started a gambling company?
Yeah, I started a gambling company on the side, which failed. We launched and failed within like a year, right? It didn't go that well.
Fair play for giving it a go.
You got to give these things a go, innit?
Yeah.
But then, like, so basically, off the back of that, I was like, I've just, when you just feel like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, everything I've done, just sort of like the army, I never promoted. Like, I knew I weren't going to go anywhere with the office job in London. And then the company failed. So I'm like, I think I'm just a loser, man. So I was like, I need to have fun. So I was like, I like comedy. I've always liked writing. So then I started writing sitcoms, and the stand-up weren't even like an idea, to be fair. So I started writing all these sitcoms. I thought, if I want to try and make one of these myself, because no one's just commissioning you a sitcom if you're a nobody, are they?
Yeah.
So I was like, if I want to try and make it myself, I want to be in it, but I'd never performed in like any capacity, and I had all these jokes that didn't really fit in the scripts, and I was like, I think they're still good jokes, so I'll give them a go on stage. And then it's like I was saying before, it took me 8 months, mate. I went to our local comedy club for like 8 months every week at the open mic and just watched, trying to get the balls to go up. And then eventually after like 6 months, I was like, I am being a fucking pussy, mate. I'm being such a pussy. So I was like, I signed up. I was like, give me another couple months just to make sure that the jokes are funny.
Yeah.
Which is pointless. They didn't change at all. And then, it sort of went from there, man. I jumped on stage, like instantly loved it, scrapped the writing until... very recently, went back to the scripts, but and then that's how it started, man. Bit of a long-winded way of saying that. Sorry about that.
No worries. No, I want to hear the whole thing. So, I mean, how long ago was that then? How long ago did you leave the army?
So I left the army about 6 to 7 years ago now.
How long were you in it for?
I was in for 6 years.
6
so
years.
I've been out as long as I was.
Is that like
in,
2 terms or something out there? Is it like a 3-year term? Or something?
No, you got to sign up for 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
And then you did an extra 2, and then you just said fuck this.
Yeah, because basically I went to. There weren't that much going on, right? When I joined, so all the Middle East tours and that was sort of winding down.
Oh, okay.
So most of the stuff we were doing was training tours. It was like the one I done was Nigeria, and then I was like, I could get out at my 4-year point. And then just have done nothing, but that was coming up. So I was like, no, it'd be nice to go. So like we went other places, but it was just sort of training, wasn't it? Kenya, Canada, America, stuff like that. Yeah. So I was like, it's like an actual tour. So we go, that'd be cool. We'll go out and do that. So I ended up getting malaria in Nigeria.
Okay.
I didn't know until I come back and I was on a promotion course. And then obviously it's the army, innit? So they're like, you just like shut the fuck up and do. Do you know what I mean? Just do it. Just like push through. So I did that and then just made myself like way more ill and ended up doing like a week in intensive care.
Yeah.
So that was sort of like the deciding. That was the time, the fork in the road, wasn't it? So I was like, I could either. It was like do that tour, promote, maybe stay in. But then obviously the malaria thing happened, and I was like, I couldn't even like walk when I left hospital. So I was like, this is I don't want it enough to like get myself back and do that course again. The course is horrible. So I was like, no, I'm just gonna leave, man. I'm gonna leave and run a failed gambling company for a bit.
But did you have a plan whenever you were coming out? Were you just thinking about getting out, or did you have some kind of idea in mind? Did you have a gambling company in mind?
No. I knew I wanted to start a business, so I was going to open a pub, but
okay, cool.
Never happened.
No.
In the end. No.
Would you do one now?
I like this too much.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to split my concentration now.
Yeah.
I think like at the start, I'd done all of you get like loads of resettlement stuff when you leave the army to, train for another job. And I used all of that for like seller management, food hygiene,
Right,
like
yeah.
everything to start a pub.
But then,
And then I ended up getting that job in the city. I was like, I always wanted to see what it's like working
what
in
was
the
the city job?
It was like a finance role. So technically it was like credit control,
Yeah.
which is really, it's pretty boring.
Yeah.
But we kind of like, it's a bit of everything when it comes to the finance side. So yeah.
Yeah.
I just say finance.
So you're doing a bit of
Sounds
finance. You find it fucking dull, and then you're like, right, I've been writing about the comedy all this time. I'm gonna give it a go. You went on the stage, and how'd the first one go? Did you bomb? Did you do well? Did you?
No, it went good. It actually went surprisingly
Yeah.
good. But so nervous. As I was saying before, like I get really jealous of people that have got confidence over content. Do you know what I mean? They
Yeah.
can go up with no jokes and just like make people
You prepared
laugh.
8 months for that.
Yeah, like over prepared. But I was so nervous. I took an iPad with me and I didn't even look away from the iPad once, mate. No, I honestly don't think my eyes left the iPad. But
And where'd you do your first one?
that was at Little Smash in Southend, which used to be at the Alex pub. But the boys that run that, they bought a bar in Hamlet Court Road in Westcliff near me. It's about 10 minutes from mine, and they've turned that into Up the Road Comedy. What's it called? Like Comedy Lounge and Cocktail Bar. So nice gaff, man. So they're running like pro nights, and they still do the Little Smash open mics on a Sunday, every Sunday. I was there the other day, actually. It's nice. Yeah, it's good,
Oh, so
man.
it's still going now then?
Yeah, they're still going. Yeah, they're smashing it. It's good.
So it's called Little Smash?
Yeah, that's right.
Little Smash or Smashing it. Check it out when you're in Southend.
Do we address the camera?
You can tell the camera all this.
Go to Up the Road.
Go to Up the
worst
Road.
That's the least confident plug. It's a good place. Go there.
Yeah, Up the Smash. Was it? No,
Little Smash is
Little
like
Smash. Where did I
the
get Up the Smash from? I don't know.
the actual bar is called Up the Road.
Oh,
yeah.
Up the Road. Okay, I'm just merging.
So I
things
think their
then.
pro nights are like, I don't know, Little Smash, they do pro nights as well. And the open nights on a Sunday. But the actual pro nights in there are just, I think it's Up the Road comedy. I'm pretty sure. But it's good nights, man.
Cool.
Yeah.
Check it out whenever you're there.
100%.
So you gig mostly in Southend then? No,
I'm all over the UK now, yeah. Because I got, I got made redundant from that finance job.
Redundant, yeah.
Yeah, that was end of last year. So
it's a blessing in disguise. Or?
yeah, I mean, I kind of say like it's probably a little bit too soon, if I'm honest. I like to be honest. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I've only been going nearly 3 years. It'll be 3 years in July. So realistically, but I got the online stuff and that's going all right. So yeah.
No, I've seen your stuff, the online stuff, and it's the reason why I think it works so well is because it's just stuff that other people are thinking, and they can relate to it.
Relatable.
Yeah, totally. The gym story, that was awesome. I was like, that's just me. I just signed up to the gym. And
Yeah, I
then,
think that's everyone, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
I'm at the stage right now where I didn't go last week, so I'm gonna put it off, and realize I'm paying for it, and then I'll cancel it. Then I'll think I've got to get into shape, and I'm gonna.
yeah, that is
sign up
usually how it
again.
goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've got to admit that it's not like strictly me. I'm actually pretty rigid with it. I do make sure because when my little boy was born, I was like proper out of shape, and I was like, I need to get myself back in shape. So I was sort of like, I signed up, and I think pretty much I've been every day since. And he's like nearly 4.
Wow.
I haven't really strayed from that, man. Do you know what I mean? Little peek behind the curtain.
But for the sake of material, you don't go.
Yeah, for the sake of material, I am. Scrap that. Material's bang on.
Yeah. That's good. And so, how long do you spend writing those things then for your online stuff?
Well, I try and do 5 a week.
5 a week, is it?
Yeah, so
Wow.
I try. Yeah, so I pretty much write for online. I'm writing like 5 minutes of new material every week.
Oh, that's awesome.
Minimum, yeah. So to make sure the videos are at least a minute. It's a good exercise, isn't it? It's a
Yeah,
good writing
definitely,
exercise. And then, so that takes me about a day a week of like filming and editing. And then depending on how creative I'm feeling, I might get the ones for the next week written on that same day or... just chill. I haven't got a proper job now, have I? So
You get all the free time.
that's what part of the reason why I can go down the gym because they got a spa area right down there, and I can go I'll go work out and I'll go in the sauna afterwards, and then just chill out in the spa area, and then just sit there and just think until I've got enough ideas, or until I need lunch. Do you know what I mean?
So you can actually do that, 'cause I can't. I've got to be like, where I'm in the shower, then an idea comes, and I scramble around, I try and dry my hand and type it into my phone now, into my notes or into my diary, calendar, whatever, so I don't forget. But I can't do that where you just sit down and you go, right, jokes.
Yeah, but the thing is, I got like 400 ideas written down.
Okay.
So I'll just sit and scroll until I see something where something pops.
Okay. So you do write the notes, and then you come back, you revisit them when you sit down to write the material.
Yeah, I've got like, throughout the week, anything, every day, I try and come up with a new idea regardless every day, whether it's for like skits or sketches or stand-up, jot that down and then come back to it. But yeah, by the time I sit down to actually write them, there's so many ideas, man. I probably do have about 400 ideas good to go, which is lucky, because I was worried about that when I was like, oh, this is like online stuff's like a source of income now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I hope it don't dry up, but it just hasn't dried up, which is good.
No, that's great. But then how does it become a source of income? Because as currently gets popular, you get the all the views and stuff. So what, you run ads on there or something? Or?
No, it's just TikTok pay you for views.
Oh, cool.
When you get over like, I think 10,000 followers, something like that.
No.
And then you start, you just sign up to the creator rewards program. And then, if they do all right, you get some money. If not, then I'm on bread sandwiches. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all right, man.
Bread sandwiches, yeah. I used to get those. So you need 10,000 followers. Can I just please shout out for 7,300 people to follow our Twitter or TikTok so I can paid?
Yeah, that's it. It's nice to have another. To be fair, I need I do sort of need that at the minute, because between the stand up and that, and every now and then I'll get an advert for like a company or so. I've done a bit with like Genting Casino, and done something for done an advert for, what is it? Curve. It's like a digital. It's like a version of Apple Pay.
Yeah,
it's like an American company recently. So like, they're good fun to do, man. You can be a bit creative. Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean you didn't add, like you?
Just like for their online marketing and stuff like that.
You acted in an ad, or?
Yeah, just sort of write it and film it. And, well, some of them they're already written, so it's just like an acting job.
Oh, cool.
But the Curve one, I got to like write it and submit some ideas, and then they pick their favourites, and I get to like film them and edit them and all that, and send it over. So like that's between all of them, it's fucking helps pay the bills, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's good. But much better way than paying the bills and going to doing finance jobs.
Oh mate, yeah. I mean, you wake up on a Monday and you're like, oh sick. What am I gonna do?
Yeah, what am I gonna do with my day?
I'm just gonna like write or film or edit something funny.
Yeah.
Quality.
I used to work in the city years ago, but it was like running bars. And
how was that?
we were the bottom floor of the Goldman Sachs building in St. Paul's.
Yeah.
And we used to get all of the ones. Merrill Lynch, a whole lot of them would come on, most nights. And they fucking hated their jobs.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, even the Goldman Sachs, even the ones that were on like loads of money?
I don't know who was on what, but I did.
Oh, you got the people drowning their sorrows that didn't like their
there
jobs.
was an article somewhere to say that the girl in reception was the lowest bonus last year, and she'd got like $250,000 or something up there. So
do you know what I mean? They should be miserable.
So they're working
Can't
from
be rich
7
and
a.m.
happy.
to 7 p.m. every day. But they'd always end up doing overtime. Then they come in, then they get drunk, and remember them sitting at the table, and they were all saying how they hadn't slept for as long as they could remember. They hadn't slept without dreaming about being at work.
Oh.
So it's all that was in their minds all
it's like
day,
a nightmare.
every day. So I remember I was leaving to go and work on the cruise ship as a bartender, and they're all like so envious, going, "Oh, I wish I was doing that," So,
oh, mate, that's horrible. Yeah, I bet there was there's got to be a few night terrors going on there, isn't there?
Yeah, but they probably feel differently when they retire at 40 with millions in the bank and properties from Marbella and all that kind of stuff.
Well, if you get there, I suppose. You got to get there, though. If you got that stress all the time and you hate your job and you get there and you're like unhealthy and I don't know, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are like healthy, they go to the gym, they balance it. Yeah, they probably do. There's probably not everyone's a miserable alcoholic that's making loads of money.
I don't know, because where could the enjoyment be? I mean, apart from the money, where could the enjoyment be of the?
Some people just love it.
I'm slagging off finance. I've never worked in finance. I don't know anything about finance. I can hardly count. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I can't put myself in the mix with them people either. I was just like what's it called, back office sort of like finance team bod. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't. It weren't that fancy. I definitely didn't have that much disposable.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah. So I guess you didn't get the luxuries that comes with it at that stage. You weren't there long enough to get to that point.
I don't even think what I was. If they're that's sort of like that's a whole different ball game, though, isn't it? If you're dealing with that sort of, like, you have to, if you're earning that money, that's got to be your life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Be obsessed with it.
You do have to throw yourself into the mix, and I should imagine anything like that is probably less enjoyable. Even comedy, right? It's like, I love comedy. It's like my favourite thing. I've never enjoyed something as much, but even just like that slight transition of like, okay, now I need to pay the bills with it now. It's just like that edge of like, oh shit, I got to be creative, but like I got to do it to a deadline. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's, as soon as money's involved, and
it does. It takes out the enjoyment. I think because that's the thing with comedy, because it's one of those like big unpaid internships, isn't it, to try and get somewhere?
Yeah, 100%.
And even a lot of people just spend their entire time in that internship, and then whenever they do get into paid comedy, like I've heard comedians complain like, oh yeah, I got paid 150 quid for this gig, but the train was 80 quid return. you know, so by the time I got a sandwich on the way there,
that is the problem, man.
So
that's why the online stuff's so important. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. So now that at least there is that option to try and capitalize on that, because TikTok, you're paying, you get enough views. But then there's the pressure to get the views. You know, a lot of people, they're purely for ego, saying, oh, I want to get like 20 views, but now you're like, fuck it, how am I supposed to pay bills with 20 views?
I know. And I swear they keep cutting like the amount that you get. They just make it up, mate. They just make it up. One day you'll get like a decent whack for like 250,000 or 500,000 views or something, and the next week it's like, how is that a third of what it was last week? I don't understand, but I don't know.
Is it something to do, because I just saw a clip actually of a girl talking about this here. I think it's depending on how long each view was or something like that there? Yeah,
there's a few things. So like to make money on it, it's got to be over a minute anyway. Hence why I have to write 5 minutes of new material.
Okay, yeah.
And then it's got which some I drag out a little bit, and I'm like, that's not going to do very well. I've got it's like one punchline with a 59-second setup. Yeah. But no, to be fair, I won't put nothing out unless I think it's funny, and I'm still sure. So watch them.
It's all funny, all hilarious, all
this is just a bit as well. They're funny, man. Watch them. And then what is it? Yeah, they've got to watch for a certain amount of time, and they've got to be from that For You feed as well. So it's like all up to the algorithm whether they put it to people.
Oh, you don't get paid lists from the For You feed?
Yeah, it doesn't count. So like it will still be on the count, but when you look at like the breakdown, it's
so the unpaid bit there, so it's got to be from that.
Yeah, so you can't go to your mates. Like everyone, you can't be sending it to everyone in your phone book. Do you know what I mean? It's not gonna. It won't do nothing.
So they've kind of controlled it in that way where you can't just take the list.
It's all down to the algorithm, but they don't have a clue, because I've done a bit of work with them. Adverts come through like TikTok agencies, right? So they like scout people on TikTok and social media and stuff. And one of them that I'm working with, they do TikTok account for them, and they were saying like, oh, if we've got a question, we'll go and ask them, and they're like, we don't know. Yeah, that's why we hired you. Like, we don't. I don't think that they know how their algorithm works.
It's probably set up by AI or something. And they don't really know how it works.
I think it's just sentient.
It's one of the things that always evolves. But you know, because it makes me wonder though, and if that is the case, can they influence it? You ever see the viewing farms?
No, what's that?
So they got like they got a lot of them in China, where they just got like 1,000 mobile phones all like set up to get here, and then a girl will be like selling something, and then that gets her 1,000 views from different phones, and then that hits the algorithm.
Really?
Then, yeah.
So she goes in there and sort of hires the space, and then she
gets the space, and she'll talk, and she'll do her like a podcast or whatever, and then she's automatically got those 1,000 views, which gets you high in the algorithm, which gets you another 10,000 views, and so on and so on.
No way. Well, she's doing more than I'm doing. I'm just trying to be nicer to Alexa. Yeah. Which is hard, man. You know what I mean? Fucking shut the fuck up, Alexa.
So you got to go and buy yourself the cheapest smartphones you can get in Alibaba. Get 1,000 of them, and then boom, where you go.
Not a bad idea.
But it's not going to come through to the For You, or is it? So if you're naturally getting the views, because as far as I know, so I started reading this lately, is if they send it out to a pool of 100 people, if those 100 people stay on the video for X number of seconds, then they go, okay, cool, they put you to the bigger pool for 1,000 people. If people stay on long enough, then they put you to the bigger pool, and so on. That's why the algorithm
is that like,
here, then just
is that 300,000, 3,000 thing?
What is it?
It's like there's apparently
maybe
them
that what you
cut-offs,
just said,
isn't it?
yeah.
300 views, 1,000 views, 3,000, then after that it's like, it does pretty well. I think most of it, what I've noticed is to do with like how many people share it. Because I got somewhere like, it hasn't even got that. It's got like as many likes as it has shares, but it's got like 10,000 likes, 10,000 shares.
Yeah.
But it will fly. And I'm pretty sure it's because of the shares. I don't think it's...
Oh, okay. So rather, because I always try and work on the comments. If I posted a video of a burger and someone was on, especially London Bridge, you get this a lot. I don't know why. But they'll be like, ugh, fucking meat, hip meat. So I was like, oh, why are you on here then? But they'll be complaining. I'll go on and I'll try and keep the conversation
You
going.
wind them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why you don't like meat? What's your problem? Or they say stupid things, and I'll be like, what is it you don't like about that? And just try and get an answer out of them. It's amazing how many people back down and go, oh, actually, yeah, and they get shy.
That's why you got to wind them up, because then that keeps them engaged.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't do that, by the way.
Well, I do it a lot.
Comment.
I actually purposely go in there and I become a troll. I become a troll and people trolling me.
It does work though, yeah. You got to go through the comments. That's this is becoming like a behind the scenes of how to make money online, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Only I don't know how to make any money online. You're doing pretty good, but I'm just what you're doing is working. So don't listen to me because what I'm doing doesn't work.
Oh, it's not always working. They'll just as I said, everything I put out, I'm like, oh yeah, I think that's funny. Do you know what I mean? And then there'll be ones every now and then that I'm like, that's like, I love that one. Like that's definitely funny. And it will just die. There's no rhyme or reason.
There isn't though, and I don't think that it's anything to do with how good the content is, because I always thought, oh, we'll change this, tweak that, or whatever. So we post stuff on YouTube, and I posted one clip, and I forgot I posted it. So a few days later, I posted it again. The second time, it got like 4,000 views or whatever. But whenever I was scrolling down, I could see that I'd already posted and got 8 views.
8
views.
the first one.
Yeah, but the exact same one, no different thumbnail, nothing. It's exactly the same.
Oh.
So it just made me think, because if I had even realized I had posted the first time, I would have thought that it's like whenever you write a joke and you think it's hilarious, you go on stage and you tell it and hardly anyone laughs.
Yeah.
But you can do the same joke later, and like an algorithm, this time they'll all laugh at it. They find it fucking hilarious.
That's
like where were you guys last week? I look like a tit.
That's like an incentive to just post everything twice, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's just see this time.
But a lot of them do that, because I did it unintentionally.
Yeah.
And it worked.
You never know what's going to work though, do you? Because I was talking to someone in the sauna. In fact, he was an old childhood neighbour who I bumped into at the gym. I was talking to him, and I was just saying like, I need to come up with like some idea for you, because YouTube, I don't really do a lot on YouTube. I was doing a podcast with my nan, right, before because she got diagnosed with dementia.
Oh, okay.
And she was like, we always had like quite funny conversations anyway. And I was like, before it's too late, it'd be quite nice to get some of these. Just captured really for like the sake of my own memories. Yeah. And then
Great idea. I like
it was nice, man. And as I was going through them, I was like, that's pretty funny. Yeah. So I started slowly but surely as I listened to them, and I'll edit bits out, and then I've started posting them as a little sort of like limited series called Lest We Forget, which is it's quite nice. It's not really for anyone else. It's just for me.
It's
do you
for
know what I mean?
but then maybe it'll get the views as well.
Yeah, maybe. And then
or does it? I don't know.
It doesn't really get anything.
No, okay,
but I don't like. I don't mind, because it's just, and I like making the thumbnails as well, because get to put my nan's face in like just ridiculous, just like her in the basket of like the ET bike and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. What kind of stuff would you talk about then?
I think I've got 4 out at the minute. One was just about like, would she, just random questions like, would you go back in time, kill Hitler? And
what did she say?
I think she said with that one, she was like, no, I wouldn't do it because I wouldn't be able to. And then when I pressed her on it, she was like, it's like if you're in a town hall, all you got to do is just go through the back door and then just shoot him while he's on stage, and then you'll just materialise back now. But Hitler would never. And she was like, no, I would never have been able to get through that door. And I was like, what are you talking about? How much do you think doors have changed since the 30s? That's the reason why. Not the fact that killing someone. She was like, no, I wouldn't be able to get through the door. Makes 0 sense. So that's how her brain works. But
sorry, just on that point, but what would you do?
What would I do?
If you could go back in time and kill Hitler?
Well, obviously, I think everyone, I don't know, because you don't know what would happen, do you? Have you seen, actually, There's that skit, and have you seen that skit where they go back, like they get in the washing machine, they go back, they kill Hitler, come back, and there's
No.
a little fly.
Yeah.
And then they walk outside and just everyone's Jewish. It's pretty good skit. And they were like, oh.
Yeah. But I don't think if I could go back and he's a baby, could I kill him? I'd probably just
Oh, as a baby, yeah. So would you do it as a baby? That's the question, isn't it?
as a baby. No, I'd probably, if I could go back in time and Hitler was a baby, I think I'd just kidnap him and hug him more.
Yeah, I mean that's the nicer. Yeah, that is the nicer
And then
option.
maybe he would use this. He's obviously smart to have been able to do all this stuff, right? So instead,
Hug him more.
instead he would
My
just,
brain was like, what should I use, a brick or a knife?
yes. Then
That's
you,
so much nicer.
you hug him more, and then he grows up and uses this power for good, and then
Yeah.
you end up with this big movement of people just sharing love.
Yeah, I mean, do you reckon that would work, though?
Will it bring all these?
Could have
I
worked.
elaborate on this joke any further. It's not a joke. But yeah, then they start bringing Jews and just hugging them.
Start bringing who in?
Jews and just hugging them
Yeah.
instead of all the the bad stuff.
Yeah, but how far would he have taken it? Would there have been like hug chambers?
Hug. yeah, that one up. Fucking hell. Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, I'm not sure. yeah. So.
Moving on.
Yeah. So.
Moving on anyway from that.
Yeah. So going back. So basically, a hug him more. Then he would just do good things for the planet.
Yeah,
He'd go-
probably.
He started campaigning against climate change or something.
Would he have, I reckon, I mean, Ted Kaczynski could probably have done with that. You see that documentary? The Unabomber one. That's, he was like, I think he got put in hospital when he was a kid.
Zelensky.
No, Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber. He
I
got.
don't know who that is.
Oh, it's the geezer that he like posted bombs to universities and stuff like that, and tried blowing up an airline and things like that. But he was like really, really smart. But when he was a kid, he got put in hospital, and like I don't think he could like have any physical contact because it was back in the time where you go in hospital and like they wouldn't let anyone in and stuff like that, and you'd just be a kid, like a small child, where you need nurturing with just like no physical contact. And I don't think that his mum was like cold as well. So when he was at home, he was like the outsider kid, and she'd be like really affectionate to all the other kids. It's like, nah, Ted's weird. Do you know what I mean? And I think then there was that. So he's already on a back foot. Do you know what I mean? He's already like on the right track to be a nutter.
Yeah.
And then he got into, I can't remember if it was like Harvard or something. He got into like a prestigious, he was like very smart, right? And this is really interesting. You have to watch this, man. It's a good Netflix documentary. And then the CIA was doing the stuff they done to Manson, like all of the mind control stuff with LSD.
Oh, I didn't know they did that to Manson.
Yeah, so he got in I think he got in early. Don't quote me on that. I think he got in to this university, and I think he was like younger than the other people. So they were finding like young, impressionable, smart people to see if they could sort of manipulate them with LSD and basically playing mind games. And there's like loads of other stuff about this is going down a conspiracy hole as well, isn't it?
Nah, I give it a lit.
But honestly, the stuff that the CIA was doing, essentially, it does kind of look like, with that combined with the mad childhood, sort of created like a murderer, a Unabomber, and it kind of looks like that happened with Charles Manson as well with the LSD. So I don't know. Just seems like a coincidence, man.
Yeah, I don't get. So you're saying Charles Manson was just like a regular dude, and then they give him some LSD?
No, I think he was already a bit of a nutter. Yeah, but I think that there was. I don't know. I'm still learning about that at the minute because there's an audio book called Chaos on Spotify that I've been listening to, which is like a guy that was supposed to write an article about the Manson family and everything like that. Basically just covering the story that had already gone out, and then he just found like loads of holes in the story. And I'm only about a quarter of a way through it, but he basically can't stop going down this rabbit hole. And instead of just like writing one article, he ends up on it for like 20 years and then eventually puts this book out. And it's really interesting, man. But it's just, I don't know where else to go with it. It's cool though. It's cool to learn about.
It sounds interesting. You like all that kind of? Is that what you watch Netflix?
Well, I'm not into like the whole. What's all the women into with the murder stuff? What's it called? true crime. I'm not.
True crime, yeah.
I'm not as much into like straight true crime. But when there's like a mad spin on
Yeah.
it, and you're like, "Ooh, it's like another layer."
Yeah,
I like that.
I actually like the true crime stuff. You said women like true crimes.
Yeah, that's everywhere at the minute.
Is it like
That's
a
just,
woman thing,
that's
is
just
it?
a
Yeah.
generalisation, isn't it?
Okay, because that's actually the last one I watched was the OJ one.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Is it good?
It was really good. The one with John Travolta in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to give that a go.
You know what? I did not know until I watched that that's how the Kardashians get famous.
How? Why?
Because their dad is OJ's lawyer.
Oh, really?
And then because he gets famous by being OJ's lawyer, they go to a restaurant and there's no seats for anyone. And then they recognize him. They go, "Oh, Mr. Kardashian," and they make a seat for him. So
it just goes like
they just
like
sort out.
that.
So then you see that, and I guess they've made this for the show, but the daughters look all like excited by the fame, and then they want to be famous.
Yeah.
And then that's
Wait, hold on. So he was. Wait. Who am I thinking of? Who's become a woman?
No, that was
Is that stepdad?
The stepdad, yeah. So
Stepmom
Kardashian,
now,
he
I guess.
died. I think he died of pancreatic cancer
Bruce
or
Jenner,
something
yeah.
there. So the real dad, Kardashian, he died years ago. So he in this show, I don't know, because obviously they make these things more interesting for the show, but according to that, there was like 3 lawyers, I think. One was John Travolta, and that's the one that come up with like the kind of slogan where you got the glove, it doesn't fit, and said if it doesn't fit, you must acquit, and then kind of programmed that into people's brains. And then he also was one that said, yeah, let's make this about race, because then you get all of the people on your side and stuff like that
Yeah.
there. So he started saying, yes, because he's black, that's why it happened.
So just like a really good lawyer.
Yeah, and then
Maybe not a great dude.
Kardashian was really good friends with OJ, and then just at the end, he realizes that OJ is guilty.
Yeah.
But it's too late. He's been said that he's innocent, and then it shows you Kardashian actually looks sad. So Ross from Friends plays him in the
Yeah.
show. It's actually a really,
That's
really
right.
good show, and it's when you watch the show, you realize just how fucking obvious it is that OJ Simpson done it. You know, and that he got away with it. you
Yeah,
know.
I mean, there's no smoke without fire. That is what everyone says, isn't
But
it?
then he
It's like,
also
obviously did it.
he did something else years after where he went in with an ex-girlfriend or something like there, and he got the guns and he got his kind of cronies, and they all went in and started shooting up the house and all this here. And
Wait, what?
he did another thing, another massive crime.
What,
years
got away
later.
with it?
I think that's the one he went to jail for.
Oh, I didn't even know he went to jail.
He went to jail. Yeah, he went to jail for another crime.
I need to
So-
brush up on my OJ knowledge, man.
So this shows you if you're rich and famous enough, because he was in Naked Gun. Did you watch Naked Gun?
Oh, a long time ago.
Yeah, so he was like being funny in that, but at this point he was out killing wives and stuff.
He had a music video as well, didn't he?
Did he have a music video? I
I'm
didn't know
pretty
that.
sure. Yeah, that was like a random. That's like the only random fact I know. I'm pretty
But
sure.
what a well-rounded life. He was an actor, an American football star. He had a music video,
Murderer.
murdered his wife.
Smashed it.
Yeah.
That's it.
He had that famous road chase with the police and the helicopters were after him, and he's like, fuck him. He's just driving.
Did he?
Yeah.
Ballsy motherfucker. What a ballsy motherfucker.
And still said, I didn't know. I didn't know you were chasing me.
Is he still alive?
I think he's died. Is
he dead now?
OJ die?
He checked out.
Yeah.
He died last year. Oh, he got away with it all.
He should have wrote a book.
He should have wrote a book.
Because,
And then just released it on his deathbed. He was like, I fucking did it. Just
I
called
did
it,
it.
I did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the name of the book? I did it. Fuck you, I did it.
I didn't get away with it. Because there is a book called How to Get Away with Murder, isn't there? I think there's one already with that name. It's a TV show. It's a thing,
that's right.
So he could have done it.
Is it good?
Probably.
Does she say it's good?
I'll find out when she kills me, innit?
I know.
Yeah. No, good, not effective.
Yeah, that's something to be suspicious about. The wives to that book, How to Get Away with Murder.
Yeah, innit?
So what else? Your other hobbies? Gardening.
No, my hobby's not gardening. No.
You said something about gardening.
I
You
wish I
like
hadn't even brought it up, if I'm honest.
it? You're like gardening.
No, we got our garden finished because basically, we got like a house project, right? And then just like with any house project, we like ran out of money super quick. So we've been in there like nearly 5 years, and we was like, oh, we've got to get it done. So we was like, all right, we'll take a bit of money out of the house, we'll finish the house. Sweet, that'd be quite nice. And then just bam, like lost my job. As soon as we got the money, just like they were like, okay, everyone's.
That was the finance job.
Yeah. This was like end of last year. So I was like, well, you know, you can't give the money back, can you? Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, can you? No, you can't. They're not going to be like, oh, can I return this money, please,
Yeah.
and not pay the interest? So I was like, oh, we'll get the house finished, innit? Because chances are, see what happens. If we've got to sell it, it's nice to have it done. I'm doing comedy now. There's a good chance I have to sell it. But yeah, so we was getting that finished, but like with anything, just ran out of money again, innit? So now I've just been having to finish it myself, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
I hate not even strictly gardening. Gardening is probably relaxing. Do you know what I mean? Like just like pot a plant here and there. That's lovely. This is just like shifting tons of topsoil and digging holes and concrete and stuff. It's just, do you know what I mean?
Stuff you'd normally get people in to do all that stuff.
Yeah,
like,
well, we did, but obviously there's only goes so far, innit?
Yeah.
So we're like, oh yeah, no, Pat will finish it. I started it.
Yeah.
The whole start, I was like, oh, I'll just do it myself. And then it's like, that's not happening, is it? I did all the digging, right? It took me like 3 whole weekends of digging over like 9 months. And my wife was like, yeah, we got to get someone who's actually going to do it. Do you know what I mean? Because like, you're obviously not going to do it. I was like, no, I'm too busy being an artist.
Yeah,
now.
exactly. Yeah, you can't do art and do that kind of work as well.
Exactly.
But it'd be a nice skill set to learn, though.
Yeah, but I've been there, done that. We had a flat before this, and every time, so that was when I was in the army. We bought a flat when I was in the army, right?
Yeah.
And because you can save, like, if you're not, if unless you're going out like all the time, you can save good money in the army, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't even on hardly any money. I was like chucking loads away. I've always been pretty stingy.
Yeah.
But which is a good thing apparently later in life. And then every time I was back, I'd just do like another project. So me and my next door neighbour, we relaid our driveways, and I like rebuilt our staircase and stuff like that. So I was always doing projects, and that come to this one, I was like, I just don't really want to do anything. To be honest. Because I remember how horrible that was, just like digging and like, nah, it's not a bit of me, man. I stick to writing jokes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know, yeah. I mean, I've never been into gardening, but then I've lived in London for 25 years, so I don't think I've ever had a garden, did I?
No, I don't know many people that do.
Once briefly, but I don't know if it even counts as London. I was living out in Hanger Lane,
Where?
way out West London.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if
so-
you're going to go on the outskirts, you might get a little garden.
I think we had a garden there, yeah. Well, I don't think. I know we had a garden there. I don't know why I said to think that. But we definitely had a
I
garden
think
there.
that was a garden.
Because I remember it being so cold, we could put our beer out there, and it was like having a fridge, and live with about 10 people or something. I got there. And,
That sounds fun.
It was fun in the early days doing that kind of stuff. You live with a whole load of people, and you just get hammered every day.
Yeah, man. 100%.
And I couldn't do it now. Like,
No, I couldn't do it now. I
just
don't
live
really.
with my son now,
Yeah?
and he just makes a fucking mess, doesn't he?
Yeah, so not. How old's your son?
25.
Oh, shit. Okay. So you got fucking. All right, he's probably making even more mess. I've got, mine's 3.5. And he's
Yeah.
like, just everything that you do, he's just making mess somewhere else.
Yeah.
At
I know,
least
yeah.
25, you can fight a 25-year-old. Do you know what I mean? A
Yeah.
3-year-old, you got to be like, okay, do you know what I mean? I want to, but.
Yeah. Yeah, but 3.5, they're not trying to claim they got rights to make a mess. You know, 25,
really?
they think they got rights.
Is he paying rent?
Yeah. He's sure of it, you know. Obviously.
Could he throw down?
Yeah.
Could be a problem.
Yeah, so one of those ones where they just, whenever they come in, like if he comes in and cooks, I can see the trail of everything that was done, you know?
Yeah.
And then if I want to do anything, I've got to go and organise all that stuff. So.
It's frustrating. Yeah, I do. That's sort of part of my routine though, because I can't write at home unless I've got like a nice tidy space.
Yeah, that's how I am. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got to organise his mess so that I can do the. So I can do any kind of work.
Yeah.
Like, I can't work in a mess.
Nah.
But luckily, because he's quite reclusive, he'll sit in his bedroom most of the time. So I can work away because I have the office in my living room.
Oh, that's all right. I got a hermit.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, he's a hermit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he likes to just kind of sit in the bedroom and
Perfect.
be on his TikTok.
Yeah.
He likes to be on the TikTok, probably making you money.
Oh, I hope so.
Scrolling on your videos and all that kind of stuff.
He better be in that pool of views, mate. We'll be having words. No, I think it's nice to. Wait, what was we talking about? I lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
It's nice to tidy up. That was it.
Yeah.
It's every morning. That's sort of my thing. Do you know what I mean? Get like, if I don't have a gig, I don't need to catch up on sleep. Then like get up, get the gym out of the way, tidy the house, and then drop him at preschool. And then I'm like, right, sweet, let's come up with some funny. And sometimes I just sit there for 7 hours. I'm like, I'm not funny actually. Not funny at all.
Yeah.
I've got nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens.
That's the reality of comedy, isn't it? You know, you do a gig and you fucking smash it and you think you're the best, and then you come off the week later and you do a terrible gig and you think, no, I'm just not a comedian at all, am I?
Yeah, that is a problem. I had the last run of them I had was I I think I had to follow, not follow, but Scott Bennett opened the night, and just, I mean, I was just like, I can't follow that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm
Okay.
there's levels, man. I just can't. No one should go on after Scott Bennett.
I don't know.
he's like, because he was doubling, so he was opening the show we was doing and then going to close another show.
Right.
But yeah, that was a tough. That's one of them ones where you're like, okay, I've got a lot of work to do. Do you know what I mean? And then I went on there, and obviously that thought in my head was showing. Do you know what I mean? And I let it affect. So I had sort of like a run of gigs where your confidence gets a little bit knocked for the next couple of weeks. But then it swings around about, doesn't it? Because then you'll have a lovely gig, and you're like, oh, I am funny. I am good at this. I'm not as good as them.
Yeah, it's weird. I know you get affected by the person that's up there. And I guess if they are killing it, it's hard. But I did one gig here once where the guy that won America's Got Talent, he's got the puppet.
Right.
He was on before me.
What's his name?
Uh,
Jamie, pull it up.
The guy that won the puppet guy with America's Got Talent. He had his own Las Vegas show and stuff for like a year or 2 years, something he got there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck, what's the name? He got America's Got Talent puppet guy.
What is it? Is it comedy act?
Paul Zedden.
Paul Zedden.
Yes.
I ain't heard of him. Is he?
Okay.
Is it a comedy act though?
The comedy act, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, you was gigging with him.
Yeah, here. So he was on
nice.
first.
Okay.
And then so I was watching him from down there. I was like, fuck, how am I supposed to follow this guy? He's from fucking America. But no, the gigs went well. He warmed the audience up. They're a really nice audience as well. So
Yeah.
I think it actually helped because he was famous and stuff like that there. So it makes it look as if you must be a real comedian if you're going on after him, you know? So,
sometimes that is. I mean, generally speaking, I like it. No one wants to see a room die. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, so they're on your side.
I'd rather everyone's doing great. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to sit there and be like, I hope they bomb so that I look better. That's like an insane way to think. You want the room to have a lovely time. Do you know what I mean? But he could have he could have done a bit worse. Do you know what I mean?
I guess that's it. You kind of want them to do well, but not too fucking well.
I think that he's just another. I haven't seen anything like that. To be fair, I've seen a lot of comedy, man. But that was like, I think he was on home turf as well. So it was like all the references. I just didn't have the references. So like he would just come in and got like a rip roaring laugh after like a second and a half, and then like every 3 seconds for the next 25 minutes was just, and I was like, oh my god, like I don't know the hit rate, and there's me just doing like long setups for a bit that usually works, and then I'm fumbling them because I'm in my head and I'm like, oh my god, the silence.
It's weird. It is such an incredible skill. I was reading. You ever read the Comedy Bible?
No, I haven't actually.
It's really good. I took so many notes from it. And one of the things she says is to watch a comedian who you admire. I think my favorite one by far is Bill Burr. So I was watching his stuff, and she says, write how the amount of time between each joke. Yeah. And it worked out like 3 to 5 seconds for each one, but he's telling stories. I'm thinking, how the fuck is he... if you try and tell a story, if I try and tell a story joke anyway, it's really a big long story, then it's a punchline. Yeah. I'm not making him laugh all of the way there, but he's just laugh all the way through, and he's just telling you about bringing the fucking rubbish out or something he got there. And
he's hard,
funny. But then that's him doing comedy for maybe 30 years or more, you know.
Yeah, it's all definitely a skill. Yeah. It's like, as I said, I've only been going like 3 years, nearly. Not even 3 years yet.
Yes, you're very new. Well, not very new. That's 3 years.
No, it's new enough. Yeah. It's new enough to still like class myself as. Do you know what I mean? It's still 100% like learning the ropes, but I suppose it just depends how dedicated you are, because it's like any skill, isn't it? If you go off of that 10,000 hours thing, it's like the more work you put in, then the quicker you'll get there. But the more you do. It's that classic thing, isn't it? The more you know, the more you realise you don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
There's so much to learn with comedy.
I think I've actually done, I think about like 6 years, but I've probably done a lot less comedy than you in that time. You know,
maybe
mine was maybe a long period of time, monthly, weekly. For periods of time. Then I went through a small period, was doing like 2 or 3 gigs a week, and it didn't last. I wasn't able to sustain it.
Yeah, but you got loads going on. You got
so I'm doing the pubs and stuff I got there as well. There's always a thing. So you think you're free for a little bit, and then it's like something happens, and you're busy again with it, and then you lose momentum.
That's nice for you as well, though, because at least you know you've got stuff that's successful.
Oh,
Do you know what I
well,
mean?
pubs. I mean, is there such thing as successful pubs anymore? Even if you're busy, they're tough businesses. You said you'd consider. Would you do a pub now?
Nah, I don't think so.
No?
I just don't want to split my focus now.
No, yeah, that makes sense.
I've
yeah.
thrown myself into this to the point where I was, because obviously when I lost that last job, I was like, I was flapping. I was like, I'm not going to be able to do this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm making it work, but sort of for like, there was a good month where I was just applying for like every job I didn't want. And I was like, I got offered a few of them and I was like, why would I do that? I've like got a golden opportunity to do something that I want to do.
You actually want to do, yeah.
So it's like, and loads of people do it, don't they? They start and they're like, all right, well, I'll give myself this long. But luckily, as I said, it's going well enough to have not had to touch any like backup redundancy, like bills money and that. So
yeah, that's good. I think if you
better than I thought it was.
You're off the ground. Yeah, that's great. Though. It can only really go one way, especially as you're putting so much into it. Because sometimes I think, would not be cool to be doing the comedy to be able to cover your costs. I've had this pub for 10 years here, so I don't know.
Yeah, but you are building it, and you running shows and stuff and all that as well.
Yeah, so it means I can. We've just started the pub. The comedy in London Bridge will start in June, which means all three will be doing comedy now. So
nice.
We'll do the triangle.
Happy days.
So
I'm booked somewhere in London Bridge soon, actually. You might have competition on that
Oh, yeah?
night. Yeah.
Well, mine's a Sunday bringer gig, so I don't think it's
No, it
we
won't be the
competing with
same.
you,
No.
so-
No, I think it's a Saturday. But the only reason that I got like that much stage time that quick is because I would always sign up to like a competition or something that would scare me. Do you know what I mean? So that I'm always trying to like push to obviously make the material better, but. So I need something to aim for. Like I always need the goal. Do you know what I mean? So and then I entered loads of competitions. Ended up winning some TV show, which is like a comedy version of X Factor. And then the prize, I didn't actually realise, to be fair, until like right at the end. The prize was my own special, which we were filming like on my 2-year point. Which is way too. No one should. In fact, that's a bit of advice. Don't film a special at your 2-year point. But no, it went good actually. But that was like so much. I was so aware that no one has like a good half an hour after 2 years. That I was like, I got to work overtime to at least make this an all right half an hour. Do you know what I mean? But so that was pretty much like make sure that I had something to aim for. And then I was just gigging like every night. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Because I needed to.
Because the stuff you're writing, you got like 400 ideas for your for the videos that you do.
Yeah.
But that's not the same stuff you're doing on stage.
Nah.
I guess it's quite different.
Yeah, it's
style.
different on stage. It's I don't know.
Some of it crossover or no?
A couple of little bits, a little bit of moaning here
Yeah.
and there. Yeah. But no, in general, I'd say my style on stage is more. Not edgy, but like just trying to get away with things with a cheeky smile.
Yeah.
And if you can get away with it, like that's what I like. I like getting away with things. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, is that push the boundaries as far as you can? And
Yeah, but not going over. Like I don't like going past the mark for the sake of it. But like I like just getting right up to that line, and then just sort of like if I can get away with it with a cheeky grin and get a good laugh, happy days.
What kind of edgy stuff or who are you offending with your?
No one.
Yeah, or who are you close to offending? Who are you sidestepping?
No, honestly,
No?
I don't think I wouldn't. There was a couple of jokes which I've pulled back on just because I'm like, if I feel any uncomfortability, like that's the thing. You got to be able to get away with it. Do you know what I mean? Like. You can't just smile and people are groaning and be like, just because I'm smiling, I've got away with it. No, like they've still got to be laughing. Do you know what I mean? It's got to be, but you have to sell it. I feel like if you can sort of win people over with a little cheeky grin. And, but yeah, if something's not like, if I can feel the crowd pulling back on something or I don't feel 100% comfortable, then it'll go on the back burner.
Yeah,
rewrite it, bring it back 6 months later from a new angle, something like that. Do you know what I mean? Because there's no point. I don't really get a kick out of offending people.
Yeah.
If it's gonna, if they're not gonna take it as a joke, then you got to take a step back in it and be like, well, is it actually a joke then? Or
Yeah,
am I-
if everyone's kind of against the idea, it's hard to say though, because I've got some stuff I do and people will laugh and I get a good response, and then I could do it in another show and they pull back and they seem like they're annoyed at me for suggesting the idea.
Same, yeah.
You
I've
know,
got
so-
a few of them, and to be honest, I've cut them right down as well. So I kind of like, if it's a one-off, if you can tell that it's a funny crowd, then fair enough. But if there's like, it's like 3 out of 45 shows I've got a groan, like that's enough to be like, we'll rethink that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want it to be like as close to 100% as possible, like a good laugh. And if there's any, unless you're playing off of it, some things you build tension for a reason, don't you? Because you know
Yeah.
that the payoff's going to be better. But no, on the whole, we just want people to have a good time, man.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to offend people, and I think it's the what I think sometimes is maybe I haven't delivered it right the last few times. What was it? There's one I did recently, and it went down really bad. It was stuff about pedophiles, Joe Biden or something. I don't know.
Nice.
I went down really badly, and instead of following up with something that I know is more kind of a mass friendly, I went with something else that I hadn't said for years that never got laughs. And while I was saying it, I was like, what the fuck are you saying this for? you know they don't like you already. And
Did it work?
No.
Did it go bad?
No. As expected, just died on its ass. And then I was I think I've taken this too far. I'm just going to off now.
Well, you know what? I find that a lot of mine, I'll get like the actual joke, it does well. And then I'll try and add toppers. And I'll try and add bits onto the end, and it's like they're the bits that are like, okay, you've gone too far.
Right,
Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? So then I'll have to strip it back, which is weird because I got advice from someone recently that was like, oh, you just do jokes and then you just stop and then talk about something else. And I'm like, yeah, because that's the end of the joke. I was like, if I add more bits on, I just get worse and worse.
Yeah.
Not as in like bad. Generally, that is where I'll get like offensive because it's like, why is he taking it this deep?
Yeah.
It doesn't. It was funny, and now he's taking it too far. I had a bit about like penguin. I don't want to burn it, to be fair, but it's just a bit about penguins getting knighted and stuff like that.
Right.
And it was like if you're. Oh, I don't want to burn it. Anyway, it ended up with the joke's good, so I won't say it. The joke's good. Come and see me live. The joke's good, but then I added a load of Epstein stuff on top.
Okay.
And I was like, and that was where it lost them. And I was like, I've really got to, I've got to remember to stop saying the Epstein bit.
Yeah. They don't like that. You know, the Epstein, I got some Epstein stuff as well, and it's a shame people don't find that funny. 'Cause
They really don't find it funny. No. Which is weird because the actual joke is a nonce joke, and they love the nonce joke.
Right.
And as soon as you chuck the Epstein tag on, they're like, oh. It's like, oh yeah, I just remembered why I dropped that.
Yeah. I can burn my Epstein bit here because I don't really use it because you know that he apparently committed suicide, right?
Yeah, apparently.
Apparently. But the coroner's report said that the bones in his neck were so badly broken that they're crushed into tiny pieces that you'd have to have been beaten with a lead pipe for 5 minutes.
What are you insinuating? He didn't beat himself to death with a lead
No,
pipe?
that's how body felt. That's how body felt. He fucking did that just to make sure.
That's a good bit.
Yeah, well, yeah, sometimes it works.
Yeah.
Other times you get all the fucking groans, then you're like, come on, it's Epstein. You're allowed to make fun of Epstein. Come
Yeah,
on.
you'd think, wouldn't you?
you?
Yeah, man. No, he definitely didn't. He definitely did that himself. 100%.
Yeah, and he switched the cameras off because he didn't want people to have to witness it. As
Well,
well,
he probably had one of them blokes on the computer like in Mission Impossible. So he just, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Turn the cameras off. I'm going to do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, we don't want anyone to see this, and then said to the guards, "Listen, guys, instead of doing your normal round, just go somewhere else. I've got something I want to do. I don't want you to be
Yeah.
around for it."
No, don't look. No, turn around. Don't look.
That's the least. You know what? As well, what did you call that girl? She recently, the one that accused. It is getting dark now, but it's still, I want to say it.
I'm here for it.
So that girl who accused Prince Andrew.
Oh, yeah, she's dead as well.
Yeah, so she announced in camera, she said, "I am not suicidal. I will not commit suicide." She was in a car accident, then a week later she committed suicide.
I didn't know about the car accident.
She was in the car accident the week before, and she was like, "There's something wrong with her spine." And then
Wait, so is that already sort of like a thing where they're like, was it an accident? Is it one of them? Is it like a Diana thing? Is it already conspiracy?
well, I haven't seen enough of it, but I guess it's all suppressed, isn't it? Because, I mean, she was in a car accident and then she commits suicide when she was on camera saying, "I will not commit suicide."
Yeah. I mean, that would have been better for them them if the
car
car
accident
accident had worked. Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But then they had to Epstein her.
Yeah, they had to, yeah.
Again, she did it herself, so I don't know why we're insinuating that. She
No.
obviously did it herself. The Queen had nothing to do with any of them.
No. That's exactly.
She's not even here anymore, so the King.
We're going to go missing.
We might go missing. Do you know
This
what I mean?
podcast gets busy.
They won't know, but they can't tell where we are, right? Because of the curtain. We could be anywhere right now.
Yeah, because we've cut out the Ram Jam Records logo. So
Yeah, we're definitely not at Ram Jam Records.
we are not in Kingston, okay?
Yeah.
Right, cool. Okay, I think we're nearly out of time. Before we go, anything you'd like to plug to this camera for upcoming shows? Anything you've got going on? Or what's your handle that you want people to follow and check out your cool little videos?
Yeah, I'm Pat Smith Comedy on everything. I put my upcoming shows on Facebook, and then just give us a follow on whatever, man. Whatever you're on. I need to finish my website. That is not ready, so don't look for it.
Cool.
Cheers.
And I highly recommend the videos. I've checked them out and they're very, very funny and very relatable. Very cool. Cool. We're going to go and cook a burger now, which the name is still to be confirmed, let's say.
Yeah, shit, we need to sort out that name.
Yeah,
Wait,
we'll think of one in a second. It's fine.
can we tell them what the original name was if we're not going to use it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, because it's like extra cheesy, isn't it? Wait, can we describe the burger as well? Has that got to be?
Yeah, we can do. Yeah.
Okay, so the burger was going to be 2 cheese toasties, right? 1 ham and wrong. 1 tomato and cheddar toasty, and then in the middle, a big old patty with baby bells melted on the inside, and then a Swiss cheese and caramelised red onion toasty on the bottom, right? Banging, and because of the baby bells and how cheesy it was, I was going to call it Pat's Cheesy Bell, but apparently that's not professional enough. So
We got to try and sell this here, and I don't know if I can sell Pat's Cheesy Bell.
in my
okay?
defence, I didn't know it was going on the menu.
Okay.
I
I didn't know you didn't know
I
that,
thought
okay.
it was a part of like the comedy podcast thing. I didn't realise that this was like an actual cooking channel.
So on this side we'll sell it as Pat's Cheesy Bell. Cool. Okay, so we're going to go to the kitchen. Thanks very much. Tune in to the Burger of the Month show and check out Pat's Cheesy Bell. See you all next time. Thanks for watching.